Welcome to the second video of your employee benefits overview. In this video, I'm going to go over your health insurance benefit that is being offered by your employer. Now, when you come into this page, you will see a few links here. The first link I want you to click on for your health benefits is going to be the plan summary. I'm going to go over what you will be receiving as your plan. So the plan that you're being offered is the Blue Shield of California Silver Full PPO 2000-45 off exchange plan. Now this plan is a PPO plan. What a PPO plan means is that you have a network of doctors that you can use. You can also go out of the network. However, if you go out of the network, you will be paying a higher amount. So we do not recommend that you go out of the network because it is a significantly higher amount. Now, when you go to the doctors in the network, you will not need a referral to go to a specialist. So you can go to a doctor that's in the network, and you can either go to your primary care physician, or if you need a specialist, you can go to a specialist without needing to get a referral from your primary care physician. That is how a PPO plan works. Now, if you scroll down, you will be seeing here some terms. Now, the first thing we're going to go over is, again, on this side, you are going to have all your rates if you go in the network. On this other side, you are going to have all the rates if you go out of the network. Those are going to be higher. I'm going to go over with you everything that's going on here in the network, or the most important terms. Basically, we have a calendar year medical deductible. We call that CYD, calendar year deductible, basically. And this is $2,000 for an individual, or $4,000 if you want to insure your whole family. But let's just talk about you. $2,000 per individual. That doesn't mean you have to pay that before it starts covering. There's going to be some procedures where you first have to pay that $2,000, and then once you get to your $2,000, then you will only pay a certain amount. However, for the most part, you will have other payments, which I will explain in a moment. But you also have another amount that's your calendar year out of pocket maximum. What this is the worst case scenario amount. So this plan is, in this plan, it's $7,550 per individual. That just means that, let's say that you're rushed into the hospital, you have multiple surgeries, and the bill is $100,000. Your worst case scenario is going to be $7,550. Once you get to that amount, you will pay zero out of your pocket. So again, that is your worst case scenario. Let's just say, however, that you're only going to go to your doctor. If you keep scrolling down, you're going to see on this grid there's 4 different columns. We're focusing on these 2. So on these columns, you say it's telling you, in the network, and then CYD, calendar year deductible, applies. So if there is a check mark, that means that your calendar year deductible applies. So you first have to pay your $2,000. After your $2,000, then it's whatever is on this other column. However, let's say you go in and let's say you pay $1,000 because your calendar year deductible applies. Then you already have, and for that year, you already have $1,000 towards your deductible. If you go in and have another procedure and then you have to pay another $1,000, then you already met your deductible at that point. The third procedure is not going to cost you $1,000. Let's say, for example, it says 40%. Then if it was $1,000 before, it's only going to cost you $400 because you have met your deductible. So you don't have to meet that deductible every time, but anything that you pay out of your pocket goes towards that calendar year deductible. Now, if you're only going to your doctor, you will only be paying a $45 copayment, and that's it. If you're going to a specialist, you're only going to pay a $70 copayment, and that's it. So these copayments include whatever the doctor does at the office. It's usually included in that $45 or in that $70 copayment, and we call that a copayment, which is the amount you're responsible for when at the time of service. And so if you keep scrolling down, you're going to see what you have to pay, for each of the procedures. There's an interesting service here that says teledoc consultation, $5. That's in case you want to speak to a doctor on the phone. You have a $5 copay for that. You talk to a doctor on the phone, they can send a prescription to your pharmacy if you need one. And so if you keep scrolling down, you're going to see what it covers. Again, if it has that check mark, your deductible applies. And then after that, for example, emergency room services, you go to the emergency room. If admitted to the hospital, this payment for emergency room services does not apply. So you also want to make sure you read what's the exclusions. So if you're admitted, then you don't have to pay that. You will pay a hospitalization, like a facility fee or a surgery fee or whatever. But let's just say, for the sakes of examples, you go into the emergency room and you are not hospitalized. You will pay the first $2,000, and then you will pay $250, and then after that you will pay 40%. You cannot pay more than your $7,550 if you are going to an in-network facility. So that's pretty much how it works. Might be a little confusing, but just think of it. If you don't, if it has a check mark and the calendar year deductible applies, first $2,000 come out of your pocket. After that, it's whatever it's on here. So if it's up, usually it's going to be a percentage. So after $2,000, you will pay 40%. And then up to your maximum of $75.50. Once you meet your $75.50, if you have to go in again, you will pay $0 for the remainder of the year. So the year is determined by when your group renews. So like the group is going to renew the month of February, so the year for this group is going to be from February to February. So if from February 2000, let's say it's 2020 to 2021, you do not meet your $75.50, then it resets again for the following year, and that might be a different amount. So pretty much that is it for the health benefit. Now most people are gonna wonder, well, then if I do want to have this plan, what am I supposed to pay for it? Well, you're going to click on the rate sheet right here, and it's going to pull up this. It's going to pull up this booklet. So you're going to go down to page 12. I believe it's page 12, where it says Region 17. Region 17. You're going to go to the name of the plan, which is a Silver Full PPO, 2045 off exchange. I'm going to go down to, let's say you are 30 years of age. You're going to go down where it says 30. Go across to where the Silver Full PPO off exchange is at, and that would be the full cost of the plan. So that is how much the plan costs. You are responsible for paying 50% of that, because your employer will pay the other 50% unless you make other arrangements with them. They might pay a little bit more, or whatever the case may be. But let's say it's $347.80. So if you want to get how much you would pay for it, then you would just multiply that by 0.5, which is 50%, and that's how much you would pay per month. Since you get paid, I don't know if it's weekly or bi-weekly. Let's say it's every 2 weeks that you're getting paid. Well, you divide that by 2, and you're looking at $86 of every paycheck, pretty much, that you would pay for this plan if you are 30 years of age. Obviously, the older you are, the higher the premium gets, and it doesn't matter if you're male or female. It's going to be the same rate, just based on your age. So let's say you don't want to sign up for the health benefit, then you must also click here and either yourself or your supervisor, they can print this out for you, or they might have some copies. You must fill out that you are declining coverage. Fill this form out, and you need to sign it here at the bottom and date it. So you're basically going to decline only the health coverage. So that this is what the form does. It just lets them know that you do not want the health coverage. Very important that you still fill this benefits information out, because that's going to be for your other benefits excuse me, the ones that you do not pay for. If you are opting out and you are not gonna get, if you are going to refuse health insurance, then you need to make sure on here you state that you are, it says, do you want to sign up for health insurance too? You have to click yes to make sure that you notify us that you are also going to join the health insurance plan. Okay, so very important that you do that. If you have any questions on any of this, you can go ahead and ask your supervisor, or you can send us an email by clicking the contact button here, and or giving us a call, whichever is more convenient. But I would recommend sending us an email. That would work a lot better. Make sure you include your contact information on there, so that if I have to call you, I can get a hold of you. This is the end of the video. Thank you again.